Hey, just Mark here. So picture this. It's 2020. The month is August. Close to the end of August. I just turned 43 years old, and I was about 7 weeks into my recovery from open heart surgery. And I was bored. And during that time, I was thinking about the different things I wanted to do with my life. Because when you're faced with your own mortality, you really start thinking about that kind of stuff. So I got online, and of course, like most people in 2020, even before my surgery, I was consuming so much on YouTube. You know, I was off work, recovering from surgery. I had plenty of time on my hands, and I thought, well, what are people doing online? And I looked at different things such as like drop shipping and creating a faceless YouTube channel and even creating my own YouTube channel. But I never took action. And part of the reason was I got a little bit scared. I did buy a course for a faceless YouTube channel because I was afraid to put myself out there. I didn't quite like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I sounded. And I wasn't sure I could actually do it. Now, the course I bought, I'm not going to mention it. It was okay. It wasn't great. And the truth is, had I actually spent more time just watching YouTube and taking notes and putting plan into action from some great YouTubers out there, I would have absolutely been better than spending $1,000 on this course. So that's going to be one of my first recommendations. If you're watching this, you're probably someone, maybe even my age, who would like to get on YouTube. Try something different. Utilize your creative side. That was me. Well, I took this course, I read a lot of stuff, and I didn't take any action. I was afraid, and I wasn't confident, and so I did absolutely nothing. However, I have a creative side. I've always had a creative side. I was into photography for many years, which I did take back up last year in 2024, and I've gotten back into that. I used to do family photos and weddings. Last year I did more event photography where I got to go around and socialize and take pictures. And let's fast forward now to 2024. Sorry. I came across a couple of great YouTubers. First one, Rob the Maritimer, Jen from Silver and Solo, Alex Seranoia. I'm sorry if I said that wrong if she watches this. And these YouTubers were people in my age range and talking about subjects that I liked, you know, learning YouTube and sharing a bit of themselves on YouTube. I also started taking notes. And so I believe it was around November of 2024, I set a goal that I was going to start a channel by the end of the year. And I thought, oh crap, I don't have equipment. I don't have anything. Well, all three of those YouTubers that I mentioned were using their iPhone. A $20 microphone for a couple of them they bought off Amazon. And they were just doing it. And if you look at their videos, and I highly recommend checking them all out, a lot of them just started with the basics. Now, Rob used to run a Camtasia channel. That was his thing. And he made the pivot to helping people over 40 learn YouTube. So December 30th of 2024, I posted my first video. I wasn't ready, but I was also tired of consuming. And I figured I could watch a million videos on doing YouTube, but if I never did anything about it, what was the point? So if you're watching this, I'm encouraging you, pick up your camera, pick up your phone. You know, that's how I started. I still use my phone quite a lot, actually, when I'm doing YouTube videos. I switched between my phone, and I did save up and buy myself an Osmo Pocket 3. And that was just mostly for having something a little bit smaller and getting a nice microphone. But start with your phone. Start with the audio on your phone. It was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. Now, 6 months later, I only have less than 500 subscribers, but I'm so glad I took that chance because I started applying some of the things that I was seeing from these other creators, and I watch other creators. I also started watching, I believe his name is Tyler Myers, another great YouTuber, teaches people, to get on YouTube, and he's a younger guy. Well, no, maybe he's my age. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check that. The point is, it's time to stop consuming and start creating, because chances are, if you're watching this video right now, you've probably watched a few others like it. I'm just a regular guy with a creative side. I started fueling my passions and I started focusing on getting myself out there, putting myself out there, even scared. And even just starting off by doing my photography again last year, refueled those juices. Because what I'm doing now, I could have done 5 years ago. I have decided that I'm no longer going to sit on my butt. YouTube is fun for me. There are some challenges along the way, and I'm learning as I go. I've learned a few editing tricks in Camtasia. That's what I use. And I've learned a few things in terms of how to fix my audio a bit, although I made a few mistakes with that one. The point is, get started. Don't just sit there. And if you've got a creative side or you've got some creative juices, go for it. What do you have to lose? Because I've got nothing to lose and everything to gain doing this. And I've gained confidence. I've gained the ability to speak on camera. I've learned a couple new skills, and being over 40 has had its challenges because I'm not the most technologically advanced human being, but it's kind of interesting to learn and test my brain. So I love watching YouTube, and I watch a lot of YouTube, but now I'm focusing more on creating my own stuff. And I've got a great community so far. And if the channel gets monetized, great. If it doesn't, not a big deal. I'm having so much fun meeting people online. I've had a few conversations in the comments, but pull out your creative side. Follow your passion. It doesn't have to necessarily be YouTube. Maybe you are curious about photography, painting, artwork. Grab a canvas, start painting. I even did that over the years with my ex because she loved doing it. I'm not a great painter, but man, did I have fun doing it. I got a couple paintings of my own that I kept, and I love them. I just think that the more we let our fear and our lack of the unknown or lack of skills get in the way, the harder it's going to be to get started and to do stuff. So I challenge any one of you who are watching this, and please comment down below about any challenges you're facing. If you already have a channel, I've already viewed a few commenters' channels and they're great. Comment down below if you want to share the reasons why you're afraid to start a channel. I'm going to tell you this, you don't need top technology. You don't need the best studio. The world is your studio. I've done videos in a park like today. I've done it in my tiny apartment. I did it on vacation in Mexico. I've done it in a field. The point is, anywhere can be a YouTube studio. Are you shy? Okay, you don't want to be out in public? That's all right. There's not a soul around me right now, except for the deer and the trees and the birds. And as far as I can tell, they're not laughing at me. But even the times I've videoed in public and talked in public, most people don't care. They are just walking by and they're going to forget about you in 5 minutes. And that's the truth. And so many people are out there right now with cameras, and you might also be thinking, well, aren't all the niches oversaturated? No, not really. I mean, yeah, there's creators, but make it your own. Be yourself, show your personality. I'm starting to come out of my shell more and more with each video, and I love it. My confidence is growing. I was thinking about that today because I did watch a couple of videos on the same topic over the last couple of weeks. As I was saying, I've watched a couple of videos over the last couple of weeks on these same topics, and don't be intimidated. YouTube is not only a young person's game anymore. There are tons of mature people online and trying this out for the first time. Heck, I'm sure most of us wish we'd tried it 20 years ago, you know, when YouTube was in its infancy. Get out there. Start creating more than you consume. Put yourself out there, because the world needs you. You may not think that, but the world needs you. They need you to share your story, or maybe they need you to share your talents. There are YouTubers who do music that I enjoy. There are YouTubers who do funny skits and different things. I mean, I don't always watch the big guys. I do like Matt Trahan, though. He's pretty funny. Yeah, Matt Trahan? Yeah, I think that's his name. The point is, you don't have to be big. You got to start small. You don't need the best equipment. And if you start creating the same things you consume, then you're gold. Because think about the things that you watch. Think about the things that interest you. Those are the topics that maybe you want to talk about. Anyways, those are my thoughts for today. I do hope you are all doing well, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.